Okay, so we are I think we had did we do footer? Well, let's run all the code up to cell 6. Okay, and then we'll take it up from there. Okay. So here we are looking at ex1.txt file. So we still use underscore CSV function, but the separator is backslash T for tab. And then there is no header, the file. Okay, open the file and look at it. And then you will get an idea as to how to open it. Okay, so here this is EX1, where you see that the data is not comma separated, they are tabbed over, and there is no header. So take that into consideration and open, okay? And then we have skipping rows and footer. Suppose you have another file. All right, let's open this and see. What is that? EX2, right? EX2.csv. Now you see here, there are some junk rows at the top, and then there are junk rows at the bottom. Okay. So, well, they are not probably junk, they probably give you additional information about the data, but that's not part of the data, so you need to skip those lines. So you use for skipping rows at the top, you use skip rows, and to skip rows at the bottom, you use skip footer. Okay. And when you have the more options, it's better to use engine equal to Python. Okay. Otherwise, it uses some other read engine, and it will give you some warning signs. So if you use engine equal to Python, then you will not have any warnings. All right. Now let's look at missing values, how the missing values will be read. So let's look at EX3. So again, open and let's look at EX3 CSV. So EX3 CSV is that one. Now you see that we have missing values coded as, sometimes this may be true, sometimes it may be just blanks. But in here, we have missing values for V1 as 999, for V2 as minus 999. And so if you don't say anything, and if you just simply read the file, okay, so this is what it is going to look like. So it's not going to differentiate the missing values. It's going to come in as the values that are there in the file, which is 999 and minus 999, and then none here. Okay, pay attention here. If you're doing your homework, please don't do it in class. Okay. It's not very helpful. It's distracting to me when I see you guys doing homework. Please don't do that. Okay. So now, what we can do is we can specify what value should be read in as missing value. So you can specify that like here, NA underscore values is an option which you say, okay, this value should be read in as missing value. PD, same code. Now I'm adding an identification for what the missing value should be. So now you see the none comes in as NaN. But the 999 and minus 999 are still coming in as just values, 999 and minus 999. Okay. But we can provide a list of values that should be treated as missing. Instead of just one value, Okay, we can say, okay, all of these values should be treated as missing. So you have PD dot read underscore CSV. All of these values should be treated as missing. So enter, and then you see that 999 minus 999, and then the zero, the two zeros are coming in as NaN, and then of course the none is coming in as a missing value NaN. Okay. Now, if you do it in this way, this list will be treated as code for missing value for all the columns in the data file, right? For all of them. All right. So what if you have different values? Suppose if 0 is a valid value for V1. Now if you give it as a single list, and 0 is a missing value for V4, if you give it as a single list, then if 0 appears in V1, that also will be missing value, where it shouldn't be, because that's a valid value, right? So what we can do is we can say, all right, for each column, we can say what the missing value should be. So you give that as a dictionary. So missing dictionary. So for column V1, this is your missing value. And you can give a list there. So for V2, this is the missing value. For V4, this is the missing value, and so on. And then you say NA underscore values equal to the dictionary. Then the dictionary will, the missing values given in the dictionary will be used to code missing values. Now, how do you write? In existing data, you can write it back out as a CSV file using to underscore CSV. This is the opposite of reading. You have a data frame already. Now you want to write it back out as CSV. Well, df1 is not defined. Let's see, where is df1? That's not df1. Well, okay, so that's df1. Then okay, so that's written out, and you give the name here, the path and the name. Okay. Now we did this last time. Here heart.csv is the file that we are trying to load. So again, you need to take a look at the file to see what it looks like. Heart CSV, and you see that there's a bunch of rows at the top. Okay, and then your data rows, and then you have blank row. I mean, 3 rows at the bottom. Okay. So now, of course, it has the column names starting from here. So you don't have to say header equal to none. So it reads the column names and then the rest of it. So skip rows 18 and skip footer 3 reads in all the data. Okay. Now, Excel file, okay, again, you have a different function for that, pd.read underscore Excel. Okay, then give the path and the name of the file. Now you have an additional information that you have to provide, which is sheet name. If it has only one sheet, then fine. If it has multiple sheets, then you have to provide the sheet name. Okay, so let's open happiness. So it has sheet 1 contains the information about the columns, and 2016 has the data, and the first row has the column names. Okay, so then you go in and Okay, sheet name equal to 2016, and we want country to be an index column. So we say index underscore col is country, then it's going to read the file like that. Now, one of the things that you would do first when you read the file in, couple of things. One is you'll do info to see what has come in. So this is df hat, right? Then you do info and check it out, see what you have. And you see that it has 141 entries, but some of them do not have 141 entries. So that means there are some missing values, blank values. So how many blank values are there in each column? That's something that we want to know. So you do is NA, is NA is going to convert each value as true or false. If it is a missing value, it will be true. If it is a non-missing value, it will be false. And then you solve them and you get the number of all right. Let's see, we want heart dot xlsx data file. Okay. We want to check how many missing values there are in each column. Okay, so let's say that df q2 is pd. Now this is an Excel file, so pd dot read Excel. Okay. Now we have to provide the path. Now I'm at FA2 to 3860, but the Excel file is in data. So I have to say data and then heart.xls x. All right. Now the question is, what sheet? So let's open the, so there is heart, there is only one sheet. I wonder whether just one sheet will read it. Okay, I'm not sure. Ah, okay, so we need, so if you have only one sheet, then you don't have to specify. But of course, it's going to have all the nonsense. Well, actually, not nonsense. The non-data rows are going to come in. Okay. But if you have more than one sheet, then you have to specify sheet name equal to the name of the sheet. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's see what's going on here. So heart, we have first 18 rows are not data, right? So we have to say skip rows, okay, equal to 18. Let's see whether, okay, maybe let's see what's going on. Oh. I guess PD.Excel is more intelligent, so it's actually skipping the first 18 rows by itself and starting to read from here. And it's skipping, so last there are 3 rows. Let's see whether, okay, so now how can we tell what's at the bottom? So the bottom 5 rows are here. Okay. So the first row is the column names that's coming in properly. Okay, then it starts out with the first row of data. Okay, and that's good. Now the last row of data is 5701. Let's check that 5701, 130, 236. So that's come in properly as well. Now to determine how many missing values there are, say df q2, right? That is an A, and then you sum. So that gives you how many missing values there are. Okay, and it shows that there are no missing values. All right.